This is the second Toro out of that free find I had. The first one is sitting over there. It's running now. Yeah, I just put a used carburetor in it, and it seemed good. Sharpened the blade. I might change the oil. It's now on this one. This one is all. Let me put you on the stand. On this one, as I was saying, this is old, probably older. This is on a Tecumseh. This is kind of how I found it. It was missing the air filter and air filter box. I happen to have this air filter and this air filter box in my box of Tecumseh parts, which is dwindling. I see maybe one or two Tecumsehs a year, and this is the first Tecumseh one I've seen this year. They went out of business in 2008, maybe 2007. Anyway, this one I'm just gonna try to get it to run, and then I have a Toro deck that had a Briggs on it that I transplanted to a lawnboy deck because the transmission on that Toro deck was messed up. Now, if this transmission on this deck is good, I can try to take this transmission out of this one and install it on the other Toro deck and put the other engine on it, because we've got some rustage and this deck is Dunsky. I could probably push through the deck here with my foot. So what I'm doing for this, just trying to see if I can get it to run. I've already lubed up the recoil and unfroze it so it'll retract, and I sprayed some carb spray down the throat of the, into the spark plug hole, and pulled the cord, and it ran for a second or two. So it has compression, it has spark. So now this one did not have an air filter or air filter cover on it when I got it. So on any unknown Tecumseh or any one period without a air filter on it, you always want to take a look at the carburetor. So the first step I'm going to do now, after I've already verified that it's not locked up, is to take a look at the carburetor. This gas tank is empty, and there is too much oil in here. I'll have to drain some out. Now, if I remember how you work on these, as I haven't seen one in a while, you can take the carburetor off by, there's two bolts here and here. They're kind of hard to get to. Or you can take the muffler off, and then you can get to the bolts holding the intake pipe onto the block. Either way, you have to take the muffler off. So that's the first thing to do. So that is I believe it's a 7/16. Yeah. So let's get that off. Ooh. Interesting, that thing is stuck in there. Excuse me. There. Excuse me. won't give me my bolt back. I mean, I gave it a tap on the ground and then it came off. But anyway, I've got it down here on my tray here. Now, next thing is to take off the intake, and we've got 2 bolts here. Actually, they're Phillips headless. I wonder if, you see, yeah. They're 3/8. Let me see, I gotta get to the bottom one. Yeah, I can. So let me go get my socket so I can grab those off. It's probably the first that's ever been off. It wasn't that bad. Sometimes these are in a way you can't even get to them. Yeah, be careful with these because they go into the block. Used to be, say. Now, we should be able to pull this off, but let's take the gas tank off so that we can take off the fuel line. And the breather. Now we should be able just to pull it off with a there we go, a couple taps with a backward screwdriver. Now remember this linkage, remember what hole it went in. Okay, I'm gonna ask you later. Yeah. So this this hole goes to the one on the. You see, yeah. Goes to the one on the top. So, there. Got that one. And got that one. Here's the carburetor. So, this one goes to the one on the top. This one goes to the one on the bottom. If you screw it up, it won't run right. So, I'm going to think that's where it was. And I got this video for reference anyway, so here's our carburetor. Let's go open this up and look. This will be a 1/2 inch socket. Things aren't looking good. Yuck. Although I was expecting much worse. Let's watch water. Okay. Yummy. Oh. And this bolt jet nut is definitely clogged. So there's no way this would have ran. And let me see about the carburetor float. See if you can see it. The needle's moving and so it looks like this part, the float part's okay. You just need a bit of a cleaning inside. So I'm gonna try to clean this out, or I mean I have some other carburetors I can scavenge some parts off of. Let me see if I can find like this one. This is actually yeah, the exact same one. Except it's missing the linkage thing here. So let me open this one up and see what it looks. This other one, it's a lot cleaner inside. The jet nut is clear. You can see through the hole there in the jet. You see there, and this float looks good. I don't remember which one I took this out of. Or anyway, it was probably another Toro, because it's set up the same way. So let me just put this on and see how it is. I can't remember where I got this one. I got a Toro in, and I just changed the carburetor to one that I had previously cleaned and rebuilt. And later on, I cleaned this one out. So I'm just gonna put this back together and put it back on. So let's put the this bowl gasket on. I believe it goes like that. And now these Tecumsehs, this groove you see here, has to go parallel to the pin, otherwise it will not run right. So kind of like that. So let's take bull nut, and that's clear. This one's clean, and to screw it back in and put this one back on, this is the one I had. And maybe at a later time I'll clean out the other carburetor. I like to keep a couple used carburetors around that are clean, so I can just swap them out and clean them out at a later time. That's really helped out. So especially with these Tecumsehs, they're kind of hard to find. Now I may have to clean out that's the idle jet there. It's covered up with a plastic. I may have to take that out and clean it. I don't remember I cleaned that. But let's just put this back on. Let me put the fuel line on. Transfer that from the other carburetor on this one, and then put this one back on and hook up all the linkages. Putting this thing that holds the governor. So it goes through the carburetor like this, and then it hooks under the governor. So I just got to tighten this up. I think a 3/8 and a 7/16 wrench, and that'll do it. Then I'll put it back on. That part works. By default it's vertical from the factory, so maybe I should bend it a little bit and then you can override the tension on the governor by bending it either way. Bending it forward speeds it up, bending it backward slows it down. So this hooks up onto the hooks up under the governor, and then the governor arm hooks up onto, I think it's that one right there. Yeah, I even saw some oil coming out here somewhere. So let's get this linkages on before we get anything else. So this one hooks up there to that one, and then this one goes to, I believe it's the top. let me I hate Tecumsehs. Yeah, the linkages is the reason why. I think, is that it? No, I got them reversed. So the one coming from the carburetor goes to the top, and the one going to the spring goes on the bottom, I believe. So let's do this the other way. Put this one in here like that, then put this one on top like that. Let me get this hose out of the way. I believe that is how it goes. And if I'm not, it's gonna run really bad and I'll have to do this again. Okay, I've got it on. See, let's review the linkages. The one without the spring goes to the top on the governor over here, and it goes to this hole. The one with the spring goes to the bottom hole on the governor, and this is your governor here, and that's how this Tecumsehs work. This plate here is done this way because it's the same part they use for several different applications. I'm going to leave it like this. I mean, I'm not going to put the muffler on. I'm going to put some gas in and see if this thing will run. It's going to be really loud, but I just want to see if it runs. And if it runs for a couple seconds, then I'll put the muffler on and let it blow off a bunch of stuff. Smoke's still coming out. Whew. I ran it for a second with just spraying some car spray in. So this thing's going to smoke like a chimney. Let me put the muffler on because that was really loud. This thing is about double what it should be. This is what it looks like. I just pulled the dipstick out. That's probably why I see oil out in the deck. So let's put gas in this and let's kill some mosquitoes. Now for the moment of the truth. I anticipate this thing to smoke a lot. So let's give it a little help. Looks like we got a carburetor problem. See here, all that wet spot? That's the carburetor leaking. So the float needle valve isn't sealing, and or the bull gasket, so probably needs a rebuild. So this would be more involved. If I had to use another carburetor, like a new one, I would slap it on. Got the carburetor back off again. I see what happened. In the back of the carburetor, I didn't put the bull gasket on right. So it leaked out and it wouldn't pressurize this. So when you push the when you push the primer, it wouldn't prime. So let me take this off again and put it back on right. All this gives me is a couple puffs and then it dies. Let me show you. I have the muffler off for now. I've got here a pick. I already some O-ring came out. So take a wire, make sure you get a smaller one. Go. Got a smaller wire. Why is the I had some camera issues, so got here a smaller bolt, a smaller wire. See if this it actually see, yeah, that one's clear. The one going straight down in the middle of it, I don't know. And the other carburetor, the one that was originally on this Toro, the carburetor, the bolt nut's stripped, so I can't use it. So I'm gonna have to make this one work or get a new one. Huh. Let me get my other cleaners. Huh. Doesn't want to go through. This every wire doesn't want to fit in. So I think I got a bad bolt, bottom bolt. I think I have another one. This carb, but I really don't want to sacrifice it for the bottom bolt. So I'm going to continue to try to get this one clear. So on the blockage, it was the hole there at the bottom of this bolt. I couldn't get the wire to go through it, so I soaked it in some carburetor spray for a while, and then I got the wire to go through. So now let's see if I can get this one in. Let me see. Well, I was able to get this wire through. And I had to put a lot of effort to do this. And when I look up through the hole there on the side and in the sun, I can see the wire in there, so I know it's made it through it. And when I spray carb spray into it, it comes out. So that's clear now. Because that was dirty. Let's ensure this is clear too. Okay, I've cleared out the jet here. I mean what is it called? Ventures. Made sure it was cleaned I was able to stick a wire through it, and I was able to spray some carb spray. I gotta go continue to clean in here. Okay, now I'm putting this back together. I'm gonna clean the idle jet here. There's this little jet here on the side. That's the idle jet. Sorry, the door opening in my garage. Taking the idle jet out, and there is, gotta make sure that's clear, but there's also a very small hole here that only a wire from a bristle, like a steel brush, will fit in it. Kind of like that. And that's about all you can do. And then spray it out. And in the carburetor on the side here, just spray it out. That's about all you can do. Okay, this should work now. I did kick it off for a second or two, and it worked. So I'm gonna put the air filter back on. I got the muffler back on, and I'm gonna let this thing run a bit, and it's gonna smoke like a Dickens. So here we go. First start in probably many years, probably. There. Let's try that. It's running too fast. Self-propelled doesn't work. Leave this. I think the axle on this one is frozen up from sitting so long, but the engine works. I'm not keeping this deck. I'm gonna just go ahead and do the swap. If I have to, maybe I can just transfer over this part to the other mower.